Good morning, students. So, earlier class we discussed about what we discussed about is that we discussed about uh, control structures. We discussed about the control structures. Yeah. We can also call that as decision structures. We can also call that one as decision structures. Like if, okay, else, okay, if else we discussed, yeah, if else we discuss, we also discuss nested if. And we also discussed loops. We discussed for loop. We discussed while loop. We also discussed about nested loops. Okay. For all these things, what you are supposed to know? You are supposed to know about indentation. That's what it is. It is main thing. Now, we'll see more applications of this on today's class. Yes. This program is regarding sum of all the primes below 2 million, but let us try to calculate sum of the prime numbers up to the given number. Suppose let 7. So if we are having 7, what are the prime numbers below 7? We are having prime numbers below 7, 2, 3, 5, and okay, including 7. Let us consider this program is including 7. So 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, which is nothing but 17. Okay, this is what our expected output. Suppose if I give 11 as input, 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, after 7, 8, 9, 10 are non-prime numbers, 11 is prime number, so your output should be 28. This is what is your expected output. Now, let us try to work out with this. Let us try to trace this, how it will works. Okay, now, so we are having two loops. One for loop is for moving from. We are also considering that 7 also we are considering as if 7 is prime number, we are also considering that 7 also in the sum. So that's why I am taking up to n plus 1. I am taking up to n plus 1, right? N plus 1 count equal to 0 for I in range of 2 comma x. This to check whether the given number is prime number or not. Whether the given number is prime number or not. Now, if count equal to 0, sum is equal to sum plus x. That is to calculate the sum. Now, for any program, the main important thing is that you need to list out the variables first. For tracing, list out the variables. So let me list out the variables. What are the variables I have? I have the variable sum. I am also having the variables n, x. X is a list we are having, and we are also having I, and we are also having count. Okay, yeah. Let us look at this. Let me try to partition like this to get more clarity. Okay, let me partition like this. Initially, sum is equal to 0. Okay, sum is equal to 0. N is equal to input of enter a number. I entered n like 7. So for x in range of 2 comma n plus 1. So 2 comma n plus 1 means 2, 3, 7, including 7 also. 7 plus 1 is 8. So range of 8, it considers 7 also. What is I? We have not entered into that I. Okay, initially count is equal to 0. Let us try to trace this. N is equal to 7. For x in range of 2, x starts with 2. Yes, good. X start with 2. Look at that. X in range of 2 comma 8. X start with 2. Count is equal to 0 initially, right? for I in range of 2 comma x, for I in range of 2 comma x, that means your x is now 2, 2 comma x means 2 comma 1, range of 2 comma 1, this is not a valid statement. This is not a valid statement. Yes, this is not a, you should have 2 to some 3, 4 like that, but it should not be in a reverse direction 2 to 1. That is a wrong statement, okay? So that will not consider. So it will not enter into the inner for loop. It will not enter into that inner for loop. It will not enter into this. Now, yes, this external for loop is having again statements. External for loop is having again statements. Count equal to 0. Yes, count is still 0. So count is equal to 0. Sum is equal to sum plus x. Sum is equal to sum plus 0 plus x, latest value is 2. Sum plus x. So 0 plus 2. That means 0 plus 2, which is equal to 2. Your sum is now 2. Okay. Then what happens next? Loop repeats. After this loop repeats. Okay. Next what happens? X is to finished. X to finish. Now x becomes 3. Now x becomes 3. Then what happens? Count again becomes 0. Reinitializes to 0. Okay. Now for I in range of 2 comma x. Now it becomes 2 comma x is 3. It becomes 2 comma 2. Okay, good. Now if yes, for I in range of 2 comma 2 means I is 2. Initially I is 2. 2 comma 2 means I is 2. Okay, I is 2. I is 2 tough, right? Yeah. I'm moving a little bit fast. I have to cover a lot of syllabus. Okay, 2. If x modulus I equal to 0, what is your x? 3. 3 modulus I. 3 modulus 2 not equal to 0. That's why it is not enter into the if block. Next loop repeats. 2 comma 2 no, nothing is 2. With 2 it is over. Next condition fails. There is no element to traverse inside your for loop. That's why the inner for loop conditions are over for now. Now it comes to this if block. If count equal to 0, yes, again count is 0. Then what happens? Again your count is 0. Look at this. Always look at your variable latest value. So count equal to 0. Sum is equal to sum plus x. What is your x value now? 3. Sum is 2. 2 plus 3 how much? 2 plus 3 equal to 5. This is your latest value. Now again loop repeats. For x in range of 2 comma n plus 1, x 3 over. Now x becomes 4. Now x becomes 4. Count initializes to 0. Count is 0. Okay, now for I in range of 2 comma x. Now it becomes 2 comma x means 4. 2 comma 3 it considers 2 comma 3. Now, so 2 comma 3 count is 0. Yeah, for I in range of 2 comma 3. If x modulus I equal to 0, what is your latest value of? It becomes 2. I is 2. What is latest value of x? 4. 4 modulus 2 equal to 0. Yes. Now count equal to count plus 1. So count becomes 1 now. Count becomes 1 now. Break. If you break, it comes outside of your for loop. So next we are having statement. If count equal to 0, no, that condition fails. It will not calculate sum is equal to sum plus x in case of your x is equal to 4. Getting my point? Next, loop repeats. Now your x becomes how much? Now your x becomes 5. X becomes 5. Count is again reinitializes to 0. Yes, reinitializes to 0 for I in range of again 2, 3, 4. Now 2, 3, 4 initially. Yes, initially I value is 2 now. I value is 2. Now what happens? 5 modulus 2 equal to 0 now. Okay, it will not enter into if block. Now what happens? Next I becomes 3 now. Okay, if modulus, if this condition is true, immediately will come outside of the loop. no need to do this internal for loop calculation. If the condition is not true, if there are some other elements 3 comma 4, you need to repeat that loop. Remember that point. That is what is the meaning of for loop. So 3 modulus 2 not equal to 0, it will not enter into if block. Next, I becomes 4. Yes, look at this. Next, this is very important. Next, I becomes 4. Your x is 5. 5 modulus 4 not equal to 0. It will not enter into if block. Okay. So then after that 2, 3, 4 over. Nothing is there in our sequence. Nothing is there in our sequence. It will not enter into for block. Next, it comes to that if block. What is there in if block? Yes, still count equal to 0 only. Count is not incremented. Then what is your sum? Sum is equal to sum plus x. Sum is already 5. So 5 plus, which is having 5, which is your 10. Okay, good. Next, x. This loop repeats for x in range of 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 up to 5. It is over. Next value is 6. Next value is 6. So count is again initializes to 0 now. Again initializes to 0 now. Now next, what happens for x in range of 2 comma 6? 2 comma 6 means it becomes 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. What is your x? So initially it is 2 now. Initially it is 2. So now what happens? Your x is 6, I is 2. 6 modulus 2 equal to 0. It enters into if block. Count is equal to count plus 1. Now your count becomes 1 now. So break outside of for loop. Inner for loop. It comes to if condition here. Count equal to 0. No, count is 1. It will not calculate that sum. So no need to do for that. No need to do for 3, 4, 5. In case of 5, you need to perform all these things. In case of 6, no need to do this. That is the use of break statement. Okay, you need to practice like this. Otherwise, you will not understand anything. You need to trace like this. This is the easiest method. Okay. Yes, you identify anywhere if you find this kind of these things. No, can you please inform to me? Right now, 1. Good. Next, what is the value of x? X becomes 7 now. X becomes 7. Count is again initializes to your count is 0. So for I in range of, it becomes now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now what is the condition? X modulus I. 7 modulus 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. It is not divisible by any number, okay? Then what happens then? Sum is getting added to 10 plus 7, which is equal to now 17, yes. So your resultant, the expected output, what you are expecting, it is going to be there in the sum. Okay? Now, so we are printing that sum. Now, suppose without 7, see, if you consider 7, the prime numbers below 7 are 2, 3, 4, 5. We are considering including 7 also. Think that I want exactly the sum of prime numbers below 7. If you don't want to consider this, then what could be the change you are supposed to do in this? What could be the change you are supposed to do in this code? Can you please answer to this? What could be the change you are supposed to do here? What could be the change you are supposed to do here? So here the change in your logic is, I'm expecting you write here up to, you write here up to 2 comma n. That is enough. Okay, your answer is, your program output is in this case your program output is plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So 4 is not there actually. 2 plus 3 plus 5. Your answer is 10. In this case, your answer is 10. Okay, right. You practice this. You try to write this code without seeing this. Okay, right now. Good. Next, I am moving to the next slide. Yes, let us look at this code. Write a Python program to find the sum of the even valued terms. To find the sum of even valued terms, I am having enter n1 is equal to 0, n2 is equal to 1, n1 is equal to 0, and enter how many terms? 10. This is your Fibonacci sequence. What is Fibonacci sequence? What is Fibonacci sequence? 0, 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13. Like this. This is what is the Fibonacci sequence. Now, in this Fibonacci sequence, suppose if I enter how many terms? If I enter terms like 10, okay, it has to display 10 Fibonacci series numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of this, it has to calculate even number sum. What are the even numbers? What are the even numbers? 34. 34 is one even number in this. And 8 is also another even number. 2 is also another even number. Okay, what is the total? 44. This is what is our expected output. 44 is our expected output. Clear? Now, so let us try to trace this code. What happens now? Okay, let us try to trace this code. Arrays, okay, right now. So first, for anything, let us list out the variables first now. Okay, let us list out the variables first. Now I am listing out the variables. What are those variables? N1. One variable is N1. Another, yes, N1 enter int of input of enter N1. So which is what we will enter this N2. Just enter how many terms? T. Okay, these are terms, and we are just printing that count equal to 0 initially. Count, which is 0 initially. Sum is also 0 initially. Sum is also 0 initially. Print N1. Okay, we are having N3 also. That's it. We are having N3 also. Yeah. This is what is the sense. Initially N1 is 0, N2 is 1, your T is 10. Okay? Yeah. Can we trace? Yes. Print and enter a positive term. T is equal to it. What is the T? Yeah. These are all small conditions now. Okay. Okay. Fibonacci sequence up to T. If T equal to 1, print of N1. That is. These two are these two are related to this thing. Okay, let us try to see. Okay, fine. Now let us try to trace this. And the numbers you are supposed to have to calculate the Fibonacci series numbers initially, you are supposed to have 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, so N1 is 0, N2 is 1. Int of input enter how many terms? Suppose if I enter here like. So this is 0, this is 1. Okay, you are printing those two. Suppose this is T is equal to, what is the T? T is equal to 10 terms. We are printing count is equal to 0, sum is equal to 0. If T less than or equal to 0, this means 10 less than or equal to 0. It should not be the condition. It should be a please enter a positive term. If T equal to 1. Okay, print Fibonacci sequence up to T. Print N1. If you enter like T is equal to 1, you are having only one Fibonacci number of terms in our sequence is 1, then it becomes only this 0. That's why they are printing print of N1, that is N1 is 0. If you enter t is equal to 1, your series is having only one number, that is 0. Right? Now else. Then try to trace this. While count less than t, what is your count? 0. 0 less than t. 0 less than t, true. 0 less than 10, that is correct. Then what happens? Print n1 comma n is equal to space. You are trying to print n1. Okay, you are trying to print n1. Then what gets printed? 0. 0 gets printed. Now so then what happens? This is equal to, okay, n3 is equal to n1 plus n2. Your n3 is equal to n1 plus n2. Now it becomes 0 plus 1, it becomes 1. Now your n1 is equal to n2. What is your n2? 1. Your n1 becomes 1 now. Okay, and if n1 modulus 2 equal to 0, n1 is 1, n1 is 1, and n1 is 1 modulus 2 equal to 0? No, it will not calculate the sum. Okay, now n2 is equal to n3, right? Your n2 is assigned with n3. So what is your n3 value? 1. n2 is 1 now. Okay, then what happens? Count is equal to count plus 1. This count becomes 1 now. Next, again loop repeats. Count becomes 1, 1 less than 10, that is correct. 1 less than 10, correct. Now n3 is equal to n1 plus n2. So it becomes 2. It becomes 2 now. n1 is equal to n2. n1 is equal to n2. n2 is having 1, that is getting stored in n1. Now if n1 modulus 2 equal to 0, what is your n1? 1. Again 1, right? n1 modulus 2. Okay, let us see what happens. n1 modulus 2, 1 modulus 2, yes, not equal to 0, sum is equal to sum plus n1, it will not calculate. n2 is equal to n3, your n2 is assigned with now 2. Count is equal to count plus 1, your count becomes now 2. Loop repeats. 2 less than 10, correct. 2 less than correct. You are printing that your n1. So far this is your printing this thing. Okay, n1, the values which are there in n1